Hi everybody, and welcome to my latest video for people who spend a lot of time sitting behind a desk for a living. There's a new stretch for you to try and also 4 new exercises. I'd like to thank the specialist communications consultancy and resourcing company Harkness Kennett for sponsoring this video. Harkness Kennett are all about communicating for change, so they thought what better than to help people get out of those chairs and into some healthy new habits. Okay, so we're going to start off with a stretch, and this one specifically targets the glutes and the hips and uses the chair for balance. So I'm just going to show you how to do this. So turn and face the chair and put one leg up on the chair like that, and then lean forward from the hips, keeping your leg nice and straight, okay? And get a nice lean going down. Support the weight on your arms so you're not putting strain on the lower back. And you should start to feel a stretch through that glute muscle at the back there. Hold that for around 15 seconds. And then after you've done that, just turn the hip outwards like so. So you're getting a bit of mobility in this hip joint as well. You're still holding the weight on your arms. And again, hold that for around 15 seconds and return the leg back. And then stand up, change legs, lean forward from the hips like this, support the weight on the arms. And then you should get a nice, as I say, stretch in that glute muscle. And then after 15 seconds, just turn that leg out again and hold for a further 15 seconds. And bring the leg back and stand up again. Now it's up to you. You can do that 2 or 3 times if you want to, or just do it the once. But it's important to get a nice stretch going in those particular areas. Okay, we're going to move on now to an exercise specifically targeting the glutes and the quads again. This one's a little bit more strenuous, but I hope you'll enjoy it. So what I'd like you to do is turn with your back to your chair, feet around shoulder width apart, arms down by your side. And then I want you to lower yourself down onto the chair. And as you do that, bring your arms up into a shoulder height position, okay? So you're lowering down like so, gently touching the chair. And then as you touch the chair, come up again, lowering the hands down to your hips. So it's up with the arms as you lower, gently touching the chair, and then down with the arms as you raise yourself from the chair. So up again, gently touching the chair, and then coming up and lowering the hands. Now what I'd like you to do is do that for 5 repetitions, or if you're fitter than that and you feel capable of doing more than 5, then by all means do 10. And again, if you can do maybe one set, one group of 5 or group of 10, followed by another group, that's fantastic. But just do as many as you feel comfortable with, and over time you can always build up. Okay, now for this exercise, you're going to have to get down on the floor, and it's called a back extension. If there's one part of the body that suffers a lot through sitting down, it's the back. And particularly if you hunch over a lot, so many of us do when we're sitting down, it really isn't at all good. And this exercise can really help with that problem you often see, particularly in older people where they're stooping over. This is designed to strengthen those back muscles, which will specifically combat that. So I'm just going to show you how it's done now. So turning around, laying down, face down onto the mat. Now both hands are either side of you at about shoulder height, a little bit higher. Feet planted on the floor. Now I'm going to ask you to raise your upper back from the mat towards the ceiling. Now what I don't want you to do is in any way apply any downward pressure with the hands. They're there purely to stabilise the body. And I want you to do it for 5 seconds, 3 times each lift. So let me show you what I mean. So face down, lift the back up towards the ceiling. hold it for 5 seconds, and then come back down again. And then raise up, hold it for 5 seconds, and then come back down again. And then for the third and last time, raise up. Again, the hands are just here for balance, nothing else. Hold that for 5 seconds, and then come back down again. Okay, so this next exercise is specifically targeting the chest muscles, which again, through inactivity, really do get quite weak. This exercise is also pretty good for the back muscles, and I want you to keep your back nice and straight. Also for the core, which I want you to engage, which if you remember is a bit like tightening your tummy, expecting to receive some sort of blow. It's also actually very good for the pelvic floor muscles, which are equally as important for men as they are women. So let me just show you how this works. So again, you're on your knees on the floor. Extend the arms forward like this, about shoulder width apart, a little bit more than that. Knees nice and firmly planted, as are your feet. And then you're lowering yourself down so your face just touches the floor, and then back up again. Don't forget to keep that back nice and straight, nice and relaxed. Engage that core. Coming down. Hold it for a second and then push back up. And try and get that connection between the pushing up and the chest muscles here. So one more time. Lowering it down, holding it for a second and then pushing back up again. I suggest you try that for 5 repetitions and do it for 3 times. Hi, as you can see, we're still on the floor, and this exercise is a little bit more challenging. It's very good for the core muscles. There's also some work on the shoulders as well, which you'll see in a moment when I demonstrate the exercise. But let me just talk you through it. So it's elbow on the ground, like so. Your legs are on top of one another and you're laying on your hip, okay? Arm by your side, like so. And then I want you to lever your hips up off the ground, like that. And while you're holding that motion, just raise your arm up, hold that for 10 seconds, lower the arm back down again, and relax. Relax for 5, 6 seconds, or as long as you feel you need to. And then up again, getting that balance going, engaging those core muscles around here. Arm on the side, lift up, hold at shoulder height. Now if you want to, if you've got a small dumbbell or even a can of baked beans, you could hold that, hold it for 10 seconds, lower down, and then put your hip back down. I would suggest you do that 3 times, and then of course turn over and do it on the other side. Well, I hope you enjoyed the stretch and the exercises I've shown you in this video, and I look forward to showing you some more next time. Stay fit and stay well.